A high-stakes showdown. Rachel Zegler's emergency meeting with Disney lawyers over $200 million Snow White fiasco goes viral. Dig into the drama that's gripping Hollywood below. Pete, hello, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Did you see Snow White, Rachel Zegler's Snow White?
Absolutely not.
Could you tell the audience why?
Because it looks like a bunch of woke nonsense garbage with CGI and a terrible story of what was Walt Disney's greatest accomplishment.
I mean, I tend to agree with you, but Mrs. Zegler, the fine actress that she is, thinks that she's owed something, even though this movie is completely bombing. If anyone online has been watching what's been going on with this movie, it got knocked out of the water by Minecraft, first of all. But even before that, it wasn't even in the running. This movie was set to lose millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars.
And all because of Rachel, to be honest.
Because of Rachel. I think most people would agree that her not keeping her trap shut, insulting legacy Disney fans, all the new Disney fans, but certainly the legacy fans that had a great love for this movie. This was Walt's first animated full-length film. To insult that before the movie even had a chance, I think she sunk this boat well before the movie's release.
Well, before the announcement of her casting, they did have that leaked clip where they were toying with the idea of, not clip, but set photos, where they're toying with the idea of not having the seven dwarves be minors and have them be a band of thieves, which apparently they still are in the movie.
Yes, they are. That much I know.
The cast photo that they showed of, I guess it was I think it was promo photos, and it was them trying out the new costumes or the look. And it was a mixed bag of all different colored people, all different genders, all different heights and weights, and all, it's like we have seven dwarves and we need to.
I'm surprised one wasn't in a wheelchair.
I know, we need to, the Extreme Ghostbusters. we need to tick all the boxes in these seven dwarves to make sure that it's good, because of whatever reason that Disney still continues to put their foot on the gas with this nonsense.
And that's why they continue to lose money. So let's dive into this article. And again, I don't know how much of this is rumor, how much of this is fact, but we just, we got to dive into it anyway. Rachel Zegler is the embattled star of Disney's live-action Snow White, has found herself in the eye of yet another storm as reports of an emergency meeting with Disney lawyers exploded across the internet on April 13th, just the other day. The 23-year-old actress, already reeling from the film's $100 million box office loss. Co-star Andrew Burnett, is that him? Woke blame and rumored refund demand was spotted rushing into a high-stakes legal powwow in Burbank, California. Rumors swirling that up to $200 million hangs in the balance. Clips of her somber arrival, flanked by her team, went viral on X. I think she was wearing that dumpy coat.
Oh, everyone wears the dumpy hoodie.
Yeah, trying to hide.
They go like this, and they're carrying their coffee, and they just kind of walk in ooh.
Or Starbies.
They look like Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
Their hands
turning a private crisis into a public spectacle. In this 1,500-word deep dive, will unpack the meeting's mystery. So, first of all, whoever's writing this obviously doesn't understand how the box office works.
No.
I don't know how much money the movie's made to date. I don't have the most accurate number. They're saying the movie just to make was $270 million. Some people are putting it into, and if we're reading the article, $381 million with marketing. So 381, you do that math, you basically have to half that, because whatever the movie makes, half of it goes to the theaters. So if this movie, let's say it caps off at, I don't know, $200 million worldwide, they're only getting $100 million of that. Right? That's Disney's cut. Yes. And if this thing costs 381, that's close to $300 million this movie is set to lose Disney.
Well, you also you need to calculate in advertising costs, and
that's the marketing. I did that.
And I was gonna say all the money that they had to do reshoots and to try to and not even reshoots, just the emergency try to salvage this movie.
Yeah.
After her comments, with the different ways they did the marketing, and what they were doing with that.
I mean, they couldn't do marketing with her.
They tried to keep her quiet.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was all that as soon as she got announced from as she was cast as Snow White, and she was on the red carpet with Gal Gadot at some whatever. It's that one interview that is really what sparked the viral video of it, of when she goes
making fun of the original movie.
When she was like, weird. And that was like the most cringe thing I've ever watched in my entire life.
I mean, I've seen that clip repeated over 100 times at this point. All the channels
that's what I think was the catalyst that really sparked the hatred for this actress in this movie.
The disrespect is off the charts with her. She's 23 years old, which when we were 23, we made a lot of mistakes. She's a young dumb. But like, not to respect the original, it's just like every other director and writer in Hollywood right now taking the original idea, which was awesome because it stood the test of time, and now reimagining it and not respecting the original lore, the original content.
Bastardizing, because that's what
bastardizing it.
It's a hack job.
Exactly. So that's why this movie is going to make nothing and lose Disney a lot of money.
And this was supposed to be like a home run for them. This movie was supposed to be an absolute home run. I
mean, they've made a lot of money.
They haven't done anything with Snow White in years, but the live actions have been doing, I think the live actions are still profitable despite them like technically bombing. I think they're bombing in like terms of Disney movies. Because Disney movies are supposed to be these big, grand, spectacle, giant movies that make $1 billion every time, and obviously they're not going to. It's not going to happen every time. But these live actions, they wouldn't keep making them if they weren't profitable in some way. Like I know Bob Iger came back and he made a lot of changes, but they were doing the live actions while he was still CEO and when he came back to fix everything. So he's not an idiot. Like he's not. I know he cut back on a lot of the production of like content. But they're still making these live action movies because they have to be profitable in some way. He wouldn't take a loss on purpose, but this one was supposed to be a home run.
Yeah.
And ended up becoming one of the biggest disasters in recent date that Disney's had, minus Star Wars. But Star Wars was way more profitable.
So this meeting, I mean, going through the article, it seems as though this meeting is almost shaking out, if this is to be true, that Disney might be asking for a refund from her. Now you're saying she made around $2 million for this movie, which I think is way overpaid for her talents.
I see a lot of different reports about how much she actually made.
So let's say between 2 and 10. Let's call it $5 million sale.
I saw one somewhere else, but anyway,
1 million, sure. And now
this article says 5. I don't think there's anyone who actually knows exactly how much she made, but we could just say anywhere between 2 and 5.
I mean, who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
So now Disney, because of her, they're saying because of her actions, because of the Free Palestine tweets, the anti-Trump comments, the feminist Snow White spin, all that crap that she said, is going to end up costing Disney and this is minimal, $200 million. I'd say it's going to be more than that, but let's just call it $200 million.
I think that Disney is totally, not in the wrong here in coming after Rachel for what happened, because like I said before, this was supposed to be a slam dunk movie. It's Snow White. They haven't done anything with Snow White since probably like 19 whatever, and now they're like, all right, we finally made this movie. We got this. We have Gal Gadot, whatever. We got all these big stars in this movie, and then she comes along and starts, flapping her gums, and ends up bringing in all this hate towards the movie.
So, yeah, and there's going to continue to be hate. This one's not going to go away.
But at the same time, though, as much as I say this is supposed to be a slam dunk, it's also they changed the story in the script right off the bat. So I don't think when this movie came out, if Rachel had kept her mouth shut the whole time, would it have been successful?
I think it would have made more money.
I think it would have made more, because more people wouldn't have known that this was the story, and then they would have bought the ticket anyway. And then during the movie,
not bamboozled.
Literally, it would have been a giant trick. They would have been like, "Hey, you like Snow White? Hey, you like Snow White? You want to come see this movie?
But
Hey, well, guess what? We totally changed it. Here's a different movie, but you paid for it anyway, so suck it.
But that's true. But it all comes down to this movie wasn't going to be a home run. Okay, most of the people that love Snow White are very old. Like I remember watching it, but I haven't watched that movie in forever.
Say dead.
I mean, probably dead. I didn't want to say that, but I mean, dude, does anyone really care about watching Snow White today? How many kids out there have seen this movie, the original?
Well,
Not many.
basically, what it was going to be was a reintroduction of the character because
Sure.
they haven't done anything with her for so long to the new young audience that loves Disney princesses, and then they could reintroduce Snow White and make a ton of money on the merch and the ride in Disney World Land and all this kind of stuff. The Seven Dwarfs Mine Train in Magic Kingdom.
But that's
what it was for. It was to refresh it.
Sure.
Get the younger kids back into it because none of the young kids really know who Snow White is.
Well, they tried and they failed. That's it. Just like all the other Disney stuff that's come out in the last 20 years. And again, I don't want to like slam dunk on Disney too much, but I mean, most of it, I'd say 90% of what has come out of Disney in the last 20 years of my life has been toilet water, has been garbage. With the occasional glimpse of hope, they just keep throwing history by the wayside, throwing their past successes by the wayside, and trying to reimagine things that don't need reimagining. There's a reason why these fairy tales have existed way before Walt Disney even touched them. And they're going to exist way after. If the Disney company ever closes its doors, which I don't think will ever happen, but I mean, it's definitely getting people to open their eyes a little bit. If you scroll down to the end of this article, really, Hollywood watches, fans roar. The industry's riveted. This is insane. Disney vs. Zegler's $200 million. That was Collider News. Directors like Greta Gerwig, eyeing her for a musical, are monitoring her legal tangle. So are people not going to hire her after this?
Everyone's eyes are on this in Hollywood right now.
Yeah. She's tied up in court. She's untouchable, an agent warned her. Of course she is. And then other people are giving her props. Stay strong, Rachel, while skeptics gloated. She dug in her grave. No woke Disney. That was, I guess, a tweet. It says fans are split. Save Rachel Zegler. Trended. Disney's bullying her over their flop. I'm sorry. They're not bullying her. They're pissed off. Directly because of her, they lost a lot of money. She didn't lose money. They lost money. And that's the problem. All these actresses and actors, they don't put up $1 to get these movies made. I mean, $200 million budget, and they're going to lose $200 to a $300 million budget. They're going to lose $200. Yeah, forget it. That's unsustainable.
But then you come down to the Disney, is it the juice worth the squeeze kind of thing?
Yeah.
Are they going to go after this young actress and get the bad publicity of this big giant $100 billion corporation going after some 23-year-old actress who, flapped her gums too much?
Knowing Disney, no.
Bad PR of crushing her? Or are they going to pay her off quietly? Or is she going to countersue? Or like whatever she has against Disney for like the pain and suffering and stuff like that?
I mean,
like, what's the? She only has a $3 million net worth, so
yeah, it's not a lot to fight
$100 billion company with a literal army of lawyers.
Yeah,
you're gonna go broke real quick.
If history teaches us anything, Disney does not like bad PR in their parks with their movies. They write a check and make it all go away. I'm sure
do so many quiet payouts.
Yeah. So I'm sure they're going to keep this under the rug. It's just they're going to quietly blackball her from Hollywood. Because at this point, who would hire her to be in a movie? She's box office disaster.
Well, supposedly, she has another movie that she's already filmed that's in the can.
Spielberg movie?
No, the new Hunger Games.
Yeah, that came out already.
It came out already? It said that in the article, it said that she's like...
Unless they're making a sequel to that.
Because
she was already in Hunger Games. That's the only movie she's been in that made money. And that only made money because it's Hunger Games. People have a built-in audience for that. Everything else she's touched has lost money.
I remember hearing that. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping coming out in 2026.
Okay, so they must have made another one. Yeah,
but legal
Sunrise on the
bills could
Reaping.
drain her $3 million net worth. A win against Disney's settlement or court could reframe her as David slaying the Goliath.
God,
A
please.
loss might brand her toxic.
I mean,
So,
she's already done that. She's already toxic.
Well, everyone already knows she's pretty toxic, but I think maybe this whole fiasco, she may have learned her lesson. Unless she's that dumb and young and liberal that she doubles down next time, and next time she gets her face in front of a camera, she doubles down on it and is like, well, you know what? They did this because, I'm a woman or I'm a person of color or I'm a whatever. And then she's going to try and brand
weird. I don't know. No, tell us at home. What do you think? Did you go see Snow White? Do you think it's going to make any money? Do you think that Rachel Zegler is going to get a payoff? Or do you think she just tanked her whole Hollywood career? Let us know in the comments. What about, are you going to watch it when it comes out free on Disney Plus?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I wouldn't even watch that. The only thing I'll maybe watch is like the Screen Junkies like honest trailer for it.
I've seen a lot of them. They're really good.
That's the only one I'll watch. That'll show me enough clips and tell me enough about the story that that's all I need to see.
That and the Critical Drinker, he just basically broke down the plot. It was hilarious. So go watch that. Don't watch the actual Disney movie.
Don't watch the actual movie. Go watch YouTubers making fun of it.
Yeah. Don't give Disney your money. Unless they bring something better to the table. Don't give them their money.
Yeah. And until then, just keep rejecting the now.
Reject it. Say no.